You're due here at 4 o'clock.
You know what you can do with them dishes. And if you ain't man enough to do it for yourself, I'd be happy to oblige.
Today we're pressing replay on Midnight Cowboy on A Filmmaker's Guide to Surviving Authoritarianism. Guys, Midnight Cowboy is one of my top 10 films of all time. I've always loved this film. And I'm not going to give any spoilers because I truly want you guys to go out and really watch this film if you haven't had an ability to do so. So it was directed by John Schlesinger in 1969. And it's the story of Joe Buck, a dishwasher who believes himself to be the ultimate ladies' man, but realizes that he is a fish out of water when he decides to quit his job and take the Greyhound to New York City so he could catch himself a rich wife.
Suppose we just don't talk about it anymore.
What would you say if I wanted to take my mother along?
Oh my God!
It even makes black whiter.
And that's when he meets Enrique Ratso Rizzo, better known as Rizzo, Ratso, depending on who you talk to, who ends up being his pimp.
Oh, hell, I'm a hustler. You didn't know that?
How am I supposed to know that? I mean, you gotta tell a person these things.
I'm a hustler.
You're picking up trade on the street like that. That's nowhere. I mean, you gotta get yourself some kind of management.
Joe Buck goes through an array of situations of which this movie does not shy away from homosexual and religious themes. And it dives in head first, dealing with the issue, as well as that late 60s psychedelic era that was going on and the amount of recreational activities that were occurring in the time.
Why are you laughing, Joe? You really a cowboy.
Well, I'll tell you the truth now. I ain't a real cowboy, but I am one hell of a stud.
How much is this gonna cost me?
$20.
Okay.
And tax.
I remember going to 42nd Street, and there was a day 42nd Street that was still a little cringe and a little unsafe, but there was a night 42nd Street, and my father made sure he hightailed us out of there. In the process, he finds friendships in Ratso, but the problem is that Ratso's health is in decline. And what ends up happening is something very interesting. As he has this slow descent to earth where he realizes that he is mortal, he also, in that mortality, becomes someone who is actually quite caring and loving because he takes care of Ratso.
I'll just tell him, you want me? I don't go nowhere without my buddy here.
Visually rich and narratively dynamic film where it's this great character study of people who are the fish out of water, but from two different places. One who's been in the water too long and feels that he understands his angle of the game, and a person who's new to it, who doesn't realize that he's not as smart as he thinks he is, and he's about to be devoured by the big fish that is New York City.